Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto IO, a place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to. My name is Not Important, and I'm your host. Let's do it. All the SEC's claims fail. Binance US rebutes motion to freeze funds. Ripple CEO Hinman docs are well worth the wait, which just got released as of me making this video. I haven't had time to read them. We're going to get into it. Not necessarily the Hinman documents themselves, but just the potential of what it could do for XRP as well as the crypto space. And breaking, U.S. lawmakers file SEC Stabilization Act to fire Gary Gensler. See you later. Bye, Mr. Gensler, you waste of space. To the market. Let me refresh this real quick. Current market cap sitting at $1.063 trillion. Bitcoin dominant sitting at 47.7%. ETH thumbs at 19.8. And Gwei, so low. 16 Gwei will get you an ETH transaction. Nice to see. All right, Bitcoin still slightly moving sideways, but kind of curving up. Ethereum kind of moving sideways still. The big winner right now is going to be XRP based off of the potential drop of this Hinman documents and what they could say for the case of XRP. We'll look at that on the charts just for a second before we go into the news. But yeah, kind of sideways day. Nothing, couple greens here and there. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Let's go to Bitcoin on the 4-hour. We are getting a slow but nice looking upward trajectory going at this point in time. Outside of what was starting to look like a big bear flag on the lower time frames. Again, I'm still looking at this descending channel, descending wedge, whatever you want to call it, on the macro to see what we're going to do. And again, not too much has changed. Again, like I said, this 26.2 is going to be decent resistance because it has been quite some time since we had this little pull down. I'm trying to see what we're going to do outside of this 26.2. Outside of that, I'm not really expecting too much until a decision is made there. But this week, guys, and you know, unfortunately, I knew this, but I just didn't talk about it yesterday. Mondays, man, who knows? But here's what we got going on today. The Hinman documents for the XRP case were literally just released. I just saw Jay Chains on Twitter post a screenshot of it as I was getting ready to start this video. Yeah, as well as today's core inflation rates, etc., are going to be dropped, or the core inflation rates are going to be dropped today. Sorry, guys, I'm reading stuff and looking at stuff in my other screens while I'm trying to talk. Clearly, I cannot multitask. I apologize. Hinman documents are getting released today. Core inflation rates are getting released today. All of this stuff. And these are your forecasts. Inflation rate year over year, core inflation rate year over year, inflation rate month over month. And this is what we're looking at right now for projections based on forecasts of previous, as well as on, where is it? Tomorrow, right here. FOMC meeting is tomorrow, and the Fed interest rate decision is tomorrow. This is going to be an interesting week. I would expect volatility in the market based on what the Feds do with the rates. Yeah, I don't know. Should be interesting. It's just, there's a lot going on. Let's see what happens with XRP or Ripple. Let's see what happens with Ethereum based on this Hinman documents. I think a lot of it is actually revolving around Ethereum, not necessarily. They're not going to have XRP in the Hinman documents, I don't think. I think it's going to be talking points about XRP or Ether on whether it's a security or not, etc., etc. So we'll see what that does for XRP. As a matter of fact, just for shits and gigs, let's look at XRP on the charts before we move on to the news. Yep, big green candle. Check that out. Over the last couple of days, XRP has pumped from the last dip to the high 20%, almost 20%. Not a bad little run. Let's see what it's going to do. Even in Bitcoin's giant pullback and things like that, since we have been running since the 16th of May, so we've been running for almost a solid month. And let's measure that just for fun. XRP up 33% over the last month. Not a bad time to take profit if you've been playing that run up. Okay, guys, moving on to the news. Let's get it going and we'll get you out of here. All of the SEC's claims fail. Binance US rebutes motion to freeze funds. Binance US has lodged its defense ahead of the June 13th hearing. Oh, and that is happening today too. How did Binance already get sued and now is already have a hearing on June 13th? What is going... Dude, this is a crazy week. This is going to be a crazy week. I don't know how I missed that their hearing is today. Or maybe I read it, I just don't remember it. Life is crazy. Even though I do this crypto channel every morning, mostly every morning, my life's been a little different lately with certain things I've been dealing with, and I've been focused on other things, so it's hard to keep it all together in my brain. Sorry, I'm rambling, guys. Binance US has lodged its defense ahead of the June 13th hearing on whether its funds will be frozen. Binance US has asked the court to deny securities regulator proposed temporary restraining order against its assets, claiming that the move would effectively end its business, obviously. In a June 12th filing, Binance US slammed the Securities and Exchange Commission's emergency motion temporary restraining order on its business, calling it draconian and unduly burdensome. Goodness. Were we in 1982? The hearing on the temporary restraining order is scheduled for June 13th in the U.S. District Court of the District of Columbia. Does it say what time? Binance US has argued that the restraining order would force the closure of BAM Trading Services, Inc., the entity that provides crypto trading and exchange services for Binance US, stating the requested relief would primarily harm BAM's customers, effectively put BAM out of business, and prevent BAM from defending itself in this litigation. Obviously, I think that's probably the strategic thing they're trying to do. Notably, Binance US took aim at the regulator's entire approach to pursuing legal action against it, asserting that all the SEC's claims fail because the regulator has not yet identified a single security trading on BAM's platform. At the time of publication, the SEC has alleged. Never forget these terms. The SEC has alleged. It hasn't said that yes, these are or are not securities. The SEC has alleged that at least 68 cryptocurrencies are securities. The SEC suggests that it is. Wow, guys, rough morning. The SEC suggests that it is a foregone conclusion that cryptocurrency is a security. But that is not the case. The numerous cryptocurrency exchanges, including BAM, have operated in the United States for years without interference by the SEC. Belize the claim that they are clearly covered by the securities law, wrote the filing. Furthermore, Binance US said that it had made significant efforts to cooperate with the ongoing SEC investigations that began on December 20th of 2020. According to the filing, the results of the investigation have yielded more than 700,000 individual communications and bespoke data on its day-to-day operations. And this was last week when the SEC posted this, which is interesting. Let me show you guys a little quick, besides like how Instagramish this whole looks, that they spent time and money to make this look very pretty, like it's an Instagram post. But let me give you guys a little insight of how these shitty news organizations or shitty governmental bodies work on trying to spin things and just play on ignorance, unfortunately. They post a quote with no context. No suppose this was a tweet, if I remember correctly, or an email, whatever. I think it was a tweet, or not a tweet, text. There's no prior conversation, no post conversation, no context at all. All it says is we are operating as a fucking unlicensed security and exchange in the US, bro. In 2018. Now, this could be, I mean, let's really think about this. There could be a number of conversations that were going on that brought about this statement. They could have been talking about claims that the SEC was already making at Binance, hence why they went to Binance US. This already happened once, if you guys don't remember correctly. There's a reason why Binance US was created, because the US government was coming after Binance, saying that United States users could use it for certain reasons like this. This could have been, what's the word I'm looking for? Not facetious, sarcastic. Yeah, like you're talking to your friends, like, okay, bro, yeah, we're totally operating it. And there's just no context. There's nothing. As well as who taught, like again, that's the point. Like, like a come at me, bro kind of statement. Like you're making a joke. So who knows what kind of context this was in, and this is what's so like slime ball about the SEC to post something like this. They know damn right what they're doing. They know that they're spinning shit. Anyways, I think you get my point. Let's move on. The SEC first launched major legal action against Binance and its affiliates on June 5th, accusing the crypto exchange and failing to register as a securities exchange, and for allowing U.S. customers to trade cryptocurrencies it claims are securities. Additionally, the regulator accused Binance CEO CZ of being able to access Binance U.S. customers' funds and alleged that he moved $12 billion in Binance funds through a privately controlled entity called Merit Peak. The next day on June 6th, the SEC filed an emergency motion for a temporary restraining order against Binance, requesting that assets held on Binance US be frozen until the crypto exchange could prove that the funds were not able to be moved by CZ or any other executive at Binance. This is what's so scary about the SEC right now. Again, I've said this a million times. The SEC says that they're there to protect the investor, but they're going to freeze up all of the funds on Binance US under the disguise of to protect you. Oh my God. Do you think, let me ask you a question. If the SEC freezes Binance US funds, do you think anybody's going to get their money back? Do you really believe you're going to get your money off of Binance US from the United States government? Good fucking luck. Anyway, while both Binance and Binance US have repeatedly denied the SEC's claims on social media over the course of the last week, a joint memorandum submitted alongside the file marked the first official comment made regarding the accusations. It argued that the SEC is unable to identify a single instance in which BAM customers' assets were mishandled or misused. Indeed, there is no emergency here at all, other than the one manufactured by the SEC for its own purposes, the memorandum added. And that's exactly true. Other than the ones manufactured by the SEC for its own purpose. Look at this. This is manufactured. They didn't just type the quote. They didn't do a screenshot of the quote. They created like propaganda for the quote. It's absolutely insane. And this is all they've said. This is it. This is their proof that Binance US is selling securities. Like, what in the shit? We live in a really weird time in the United States, guys. It's really crazy. Anyways, that's all I got for that one. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. Does anybody even watch this channel? If you're watching this channel, just type I watch down below. I'm always curious. I get like decent views, not like a ton by any mean shape or form, but I mean I've gotten some videos got like 500 views, things like that. Is anybody out there? Am I talking to myself? Am I alone? Am I a crazy person? Who knows? Moving on. This was yesterday. Ripple CEO Hinman docs are well worth the wait. In a tweet, I saw this tweet actually. Garlinghouse was asked about them, and he said that he didn't want to spoil anything. I'm sure we'll see the tweet in this story. Brad Garlinghouse hinted that the eagerly awaited Hinman documents, which detail internal deliberations by Securities and Exchange Commission staff, could tip the court battle in Ripple's favor. With just one day until the Hinman docs are due to be unsealed, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse suggests that the documents will be well worth the wait. In a June 12 Twitter reply to a question raised by crypto YouTuber Jungle Inc., Garlinghouse said that while he did not want to quote-unquote overstep, both the Ripple's chief legal officer Stuart Alderati and the documents as being worth see the documents as being worth the 18-month fight to get them unsealed. And that tweet is right here. I wish I could go in depth right now, but we've waited this long, in parentheses 18 plus months. I don't want to overstep. Suffice to say, so-and-so Alderati, and I believe they were well worth their wait. The Hinman documents refer to the internal SEC messages concerning a 2018 speech given by former Securities and Exchange Director William Hinman. In a speech, Hinman said that while cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and ETH may start off as securities, it's possible for them to become something more akin to a commodity once they become sufficiently decentralized. Many Ripple advocates believe that the imminent unsealing of the documents will prove instrumental in proving further insight into legal status of Ripple's native XRP token. The unsealing of the documents comes amid an extremely turbulent time for the crypto industry. June 13th will also see the federal court will hear the SEC's motion to freeze assets. We just read that in Binance US, following the form a spat of legal action against the exchange. Yeah, let's go to this. Binance, next 36 hours will be critical for crypto. Today at 5 p.m., file, blah, 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 motion to order freezing assets. Tomorrow, 2 p.m., hearing SEC's motion to freeze assets. Tomorrow, at some time, release the summary judgment. I don't know if they're... Oh, of course, it won't let me see it all. I don't know if they're going to do a summary judgment, but yes, the Hinman documents, pretty sure they've been released. Unless someone posts like a bullshit scam clickbaity thing that we're all looking at right now. Supposedly they've been released already, and it's early. They came out at like 7:30 a.m. on the East Coast, which is interesting. I didn't think they'd be released that early. Moving on, the SEC first took legal action against Ripple in December of 2020, alleging that the sale of its native XRP token represented an unregistered securities offering. Since then, Ripple has denied XRP is a security, arguing it does not satisfy the Howey test. While many top Ripple executives have long been predicting an imminent end to the roller coaster lawsuit from the SEC, pro-XRP lawyer John Deaton recently claimed that presiding judge Annalisa Torres would almost certainly come to a final decision before September 30th of this year. Yeah. I made a post about this yesterday. It'd be interesting because look, I think we'd all be fools to believe that the big wigs in this case haven't seen these documents already. I kind of get the feeling that there already is a judgment they've already made a decision on the judgment. They just haven't announced it yet. They're trying to figure out a strategic way to announce it so it doesn't affect the market heavily. I think that's why these things have kind of been dragged out. And this is kind of just my own little theory. I could be completely wrong. But they don't want heavy volatility up, nor do they want heavy volatility down. So there's potential that they've already come to a decision and they're just trying to work it to the public in the right way. It's just slowly leaking bits and pieces. Now that sounds weird, but if you're really not trying to put, big waves in the market, that would be the best way to do it. Something to think about. Let me know what you think. Comments down below if you're watching. Last but not least, breaking. U.S. lawmakers file SEC Stabilization Act to fire Gary Gensler. U.S. capital markets must be protected from tyrannical chairmen, including the current one. President Warren Davidson wrote in a reference to SEC head Gary Gensler. United States Rep. Warren Davidson has introduced the SEC Stabilization Act into the House of Representatives, announced on June 12th. One of the bill's main provisions is to fire Security and Exchange Commission SEC Gary Gensler. Davidson said in a statement, U.S. capital markets must be protected from a tyrannical chairman, including the current one. That's why I'm introducing legislation to fix the ongoing abuse of power and ensure protection that is in the best interest of the market for years to come. It's time for a real reform and to fire Gary Gensler as chair of the SEC. I completely agree. Davidson declared his intention to introduce the bill earlier this year. He made that announcement in the reply to a tweet by Coinbase legal chief Paul Grewal, representative. I don't know if that's Republican or representative. I never know. Tom Emmer is a co-author of the bill. Emmer said the SEC Stabilization Act will make common sense changes to ensure that the SEC's priorities are with the investors they are charged to protect and not whims of its reckless chair. According to Fox News, the bill would remove Gensler from office and redistribute power between the SEC chair and commissioners. This has been talked about for a minute, and I see a lot of people rooting for this. It would also add a sixth commissioner to the agency, disallow any party from holding a majority on the commission, and create an executive director position. Although the lawmakers did not mention cryptocurrency in their statements, both Davidson and Emmer are known to be pro-crypto and critical of Gensler's leadership at the SEC. Emmer has, for example, called Gensler a bad faith regulator. And Davidson is the vice chair of the House of Financial Services Committee, new subcommittee on digital assets, financial technology, and inclusion. An SEC spokesperson declined to comment when approached by Cointelegraph, usually. Let me know what you guys think. Comments down below. XRP still kind of holding this pump. Yeah. Probably the best place to find Hinman documents right now are probably on Twitter, guys. I'm sure people are posting screenshots, all sorts of opinions and takes from it. Probably a good place to go if you want to see what was in those documents as well. Outside of that, waiting to see what the inflation rates year over year, month over month, et cetera, are going to be. And then tomorrow, the FOMC meeting for what interest rates they're going to raise the interest rates. Sorry, can't get my words together this morning. Or if they're not going to raise them at all. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think they're going to go? I think people are predicting either 0.25 basis points, or they're going to pause hiking rates altogether. I'm leaning more towards the 0.25. Let me know what you guys think altogether. No interest rate hike or 0.25 or higher. Comments down below. Outside of that, guys, that's all I've got. Like I said, if you do enjoy the content that I provide here for you every morning on Boring Crypto IO, please, by all means, subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for notifications so you know when I do post a video. Watch, like, and please share the videos on all of your social platforms. It helps us grow. We finally got over 65 subscribers. We're now 67. The goal is to get to 100, hopefully by the end of next month. That's it. That's all I got. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. I am out of here.